I'm Haze Hartwig. This is Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast. All right, so what is the RTB-51? This form comes out from the residential tenancy branch and allows for email service. They brought this out during COVID, but made it permanent on March 1st of 2021. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people, landlords, seem to not be using this or are unaware of it actually, and it's quite a useful form, which we'll go into. So historically, all the notices needed to be mailed or registered mailed or physically posted on the door, and all of them have timelines for receipt. Example, if physically posted on the door would be considered received after 3 days. So this form will help out in the sense that it will save time and money as well. The thing that does come into account as well as the 3 days does not take into the first day. So if you posted it on the first, second, third, fourth would be when it would be considered to be received. So now what that does with the RTB-51 is that it confirms the emails of both the owner and the tenant. So they'll both sign off on that, confirming that that is their active email, essentially making sure that everyone can still be in touch with each other. It's a good idea to have this signed at the beginning of your tenancy. So you're going through, you're signing possibly your PAD, you're signing your lease, of course, and then you might as well just get this one signed at the same time. It just makes everyone's contact easier for each other. Do keep in mind, though, that with the RTB-51, the number of days still counts the same as it would as if you posted it on the door. So still 3 days, i.e. post on the 1st, be received by the 4th. The benefits of this, however, are great because it speeds up the communication as well as saves you as a landlord travel time and money, as registered mail does cost money, as well as it's just annoying to fill out the registered mail stuff. It's also a benefit to the tenants as well, because the tenant has to follow the same service rules as the landlord does. So if a tenant's going to be giving notice, they have to do it in writing, and again, they have to either register mail, drop it off, etc., etc. This way they can just email you and it's done. Another benefit of this as well is because everything's digital, it's in your email. Most people don't switch their email. So this way, everything's backed up already. You can refer back to it later, or if you need to print it out, it's already there. A lot of people use laptops and desktops. There could be a fire and your desktop would be gone, or your laptop could get stolen from your car or whatever. So this way, you have a way to back that up and it's very easy to handle. So what you want to do is strongly consider using this newer form, this RTB-51 that was fairly quietly rolled out, because it will make life easier for everybody, both tenants and landlords. So definitely give it a look. You can find it on the RTB website. And again, that's RTB-51, like Area 51. So moving on to the restrictions that were lifted for rentals. I personally think this is a great idea. I think it's going to bring more rentals to the market. However, I don't think that we're likely going to see a sudden drop in the rental prices. The main driving forces on this being that if 5 new rentals come on the market, there'll be 5 that are rented. So to see a significant drop, we'd need to see like suddenly 1,000 rentals just come on, which likely won't happen because it's not like everyone's suddenly going to start renting right away. This is, however, a really big benefit to those that already own their place because they can take out some of the equity in their place and buy a new one. We're currently coming into a bit of a down market, so this is a great time to pick up a rental because the prices are down and you're already in your place. Another thing that would be a benefit would be those that are combining households, couples coming together, or inheriting homes as parents are getting older these days, and so on and so forth. There has been some pushback, though, from some owners of places that had rental restrictions. The belief that these terrible tenants are going to come in and wreck the homes and make the building go downhill and all that stuff is generally unfounded, in my opinion. And I think that it needs to be taken into account that not all tenants are these evil people that are bad for buildings. It doesn't make any sense. One example, I work with many tenants that are here from Microsoft and various other large companies that are just coming to Vancouver temporarily, so it doesn't justify buying a home, even though they're making stacks of cash and obviously are doing quite well. Another set of tenants that I have are older and they've downsized, so they've sold their home for $1 million plus and are just done with it. They're living on their own, they have no kids, they're single, they just don't want to deal with any of it, so they have a 1-bedroom condo and just relax and don't have to deal with anything such as mowing lawns and taking care of roofs, etc., etc. They can just enjoy life. So overall, I think this is a step in the right direction, and generally Vancouver needs more rental units. So this is a way to get more rental units in buildings that already exist. So overall, I think it's a great idea that the rental restrictions have been lifted. And on that note, I guess we'll finish up today's podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Bamboo, the residential property management and investing podcast. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Hopefully you're listening to us again. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to get a hold of us, and we look forward to being with you again. Thanks.